Bonjour année neuf, hello year 9 and welcome to the next in the series of our lockdown learning. We've been looking at the overall theme of les sorties, going out, and if you followed the programme correctly up till now and you're up to date, we've looked at making invitations, accepting invitations, turning them down. We've had a little look at what's available in France for the average tourist. We are now making a bit of a weird jump, I guess, to clothing. I guess this is because you have been asked out by someone, you've accepted the date, and you're going to try and get something to wear. So, our title here is Les vetements. Silent T, silent S. Vetements. And the main objective of today is to do some revision of adjective agreements, more on that in a little bit, to pronounce 15 new clothes words correctly, to give an opinion on what someone's wearing. So there's a lot to get through. There's some stuff in this that you will have covered back in year 7, so it'll be a good memory jogger and it'll be interesting to see what you can remember. Now, because you are watching this video, you've clearly gone to the right place to get it. Hopefully you have downloaded the worksheet as well. There are tasks on that which run alongside this PowerPoint. So, to begin, here are a list of 14 items of clothing going down the side. Obviously, the task is task 1 on the worksheet. We need to match up the French with the English. Clearly, the English is not in the right order. So, number 1 there, an haut is not a pair of tracksuit bottoms. For this one, just use a little bit of logic. Do the easy ones first. If it looks like English, it may well be the same thing. If it's got an S on the end, it probably means it's plural. And go from there. Now you can double check your answers in a little bit, but for now, I'm just going to run through the French and focus on the pronunciation, so I would like you to repeat after me. Yes, it's awkward, yes, it's weird, because you're sitting in your bedroom on your own, just saying a little bit of French, but practice makes perfect, as you know. So, number 1, an O. Notice that the H is silent, an O. So is the last letter. 2, un jean. That is a soft J. Over to you. Un jean. Un jogging. Looks like an English word, so we have to French it up. Un jogging. Number 4. Un maillot de foot. This is the tough word here. Maillot. Look at the double L sound. It's not the like in Welsh. It's not a... Well, it's not even an L sound, it's a Y sort of sound. Maillot de foot. Now what could that be going from our list? Un pantalon. Un pantalon. Un polo. And you? Un polo. 7. And this is actually sweet as opposed to sweat. And sweat à capuche. Un sweat à capuche. And you. Un sweat à capuche. Try it yourself. Take it slow, and then you won't make errors. Un t-shirt. Un t-shirt. 9. Une. Look at the difference. Une as opposed to un. Une chemise. The C and the H is soft. It's not a ch like in English. Chemise. Chemise. Over to you. Chemise. Une jupe. Une jupe. Une robe. Une robe. Une veste. Une veste. And on to our plurals. Des baskets. Silent S. Des baskets. And des... Think about this one now. What we said about C and a H. Des chaussures. It's a long word, so we take our time. Take that extra half a second or so to break the word up into syllables, and you'll get there. Des chaussures. Okay, so you match them up, and your answers are coming now. So, a reminder here that anything that is un means it's masculine. Anything that's une means it's feminine, and des is plural, and it literally means some. Now, this is the first thing to get your head around, right? We don't have this in English, so it can be one of the things that puts people off learning French, okay? It's English, which is the weird language, because every European language that I can think of, or I've ever had to learn or come across, does split things up into masculine and feminine. So you've already learnt the strange language. Un is masculine. Une, feminine. Des, plural or some. You will never have to guess. You will usually have these words in front of your item. So un, o, your answer here, that doesn't look like English, so probably the best thing to do is to do some of the others first, but un, o would be I, a top. Un jean, J for jeans. 3. Un jogging, of course, tracksuit bottoms. Maillot de foot, football jersey. Pantalon, trousers. Polo, is a polo, like a polo shirt. Un sweat à capuche, a hoodie. Une t-shirt, let's not insult each other with this one, we should know that. Une chemise, feminine. We've got E, a shirt. Une robe, H, a skirt. Sorry, I've jumped ahead here. Une jupe, a skirt, H. 11, une robe, N, a dress. 12, une veste, C, which is a jacket. And then des baskets, trainers, and chaussures, just general shoes. The difference being you would wear trainers to play basketball, I reckon. So those are your answers to exercise 1 on the worksheet. Perfect. Okay, so there's no actual initial exercise with this for colours, but we mentioned in one of our objectives that we need to recap some stuff we did in year 7, which is les couleurs. Colours are adjectives, right, because they describe something. So here comes a bunch of colours. Some you might remember from back in the day in year 7, and there are some randoms which you might need to know. Now then, luckily we've been able to insert a sound file here so you can jog your memory, repeat the colour after the French, make a note of them, and I'll just explain what's going on. So green.
Vert.
Vert. Now why is there an E and why is there an S? If you think back, I said that everything is split up into masculine and feminine. If you were going to describe something feminine as being green, then you'd stick an E on the end. So for example, une chemise, verte. That's what we mean by adjective agreement. Okay, so the adjective, vert, green in this case, agrees, inverted commas, with the fact that chemise is feminine. Why is there an S? Well, that's in case you've got multiple of those. So you can have vert on its own, you can have vert with an E on the end, and you can have vert with an E and an S, if you've got multiple feminine green things. Black.
Noir.
Noir. Same idea, look. Noir.
Gris.
Gris. For grey. Again, add in an E if it's feminine, add in an S if it's plural.
Jaune.
Jaune. That soft J. You might notice that there's no E here in brackets. Have a think about why that might be. Hint, it's to do with the spelling, and we'll cover this in a second. But jaune, yellow.
Rouge.
Rouge. Once again, no extra E. If something is feminine, think about why that might be.
Bleu foncé.
Bleu foncé. What type of blue is that?
Bleu clair.
Bleu clair. So bleu foncé, dark blue. Bleu clair, light blue.
Bleu marine.
Bleu marine, navy blue.
Rose.
Rose, for pink.
Orange.
Orange. Now I know that doesn't look like a brilliant orange colour. Doesn't on my screen anyway, but it is supposed to be orange. Orange, look.
Marron.
Marron.
Violet.
Violet for purple. Look what happens if you're talking about the feminine. There's a slight, I guess you would call it a mutation if we were thinking about Welsh. There's a T there for whatever reason. Violet. And finally,
blanc,
blanc for white. And again, look, another randomness happening. Talking about something that's feminine and white. Well, it goes from blanc to blanche. Why? I'm not really sure. It's just one of those things. So those are your colours. You can go backwards. If you press the left arrow on your keypad, you can go backwards to them all to hear them all again. Look.
vert, noir, gris, jaune, rouge, bleu foncé, bleu clair, bleu marine, rose, orange, marron, violet, blanc.
Lovely. So feel free to use those as much as you can, and just a recap of some of the rules, I guess, linked to colours. So as we know, colours are adjectives. They must agree with the noun. A noun is anything, in this case clothing. So if a colour ends in an E, like rouge or rose, and we're talking about something masculine, you wouldn't add another E. Right? So you wouldn't have rougie, because that's weird. It just doesn't work. So for example, une jupe rose would just stay as it is, R-O-S-E. Now if a colour ends in a consonant in the masculine form, that's anything that's not a vowel, you would add an E. Consonant is anything that's not a vowel, remember. Now to make colours plural, we add an S for masculine, unless it already has one. You would add an ES for feminine plural. Unless it already ends in an E, in masculine, then it's just an S. Now this is a lot to take in. When you do the task attached to this, feel free to refer to it. Now you might have noticed when I went through the colours that orange and marron, they never change for masculine, feminine or plural. They stand alone as they are. It's because they're also words for food. Now obviously orange is an orange and a marron is a chestnut. Some fun facts there for you. Now, as we know, blanc, it's a bit different, does its own thing, it's random, it's a renegade, it's a rule breaker, and here they are. So, blanc in masculine, so for example, un jean blanc, I do nothing. Masculine plural, des jeans blancs. Notice how the S's are all matching up here, agreeing with the noun. If something's feminine and blanc, it becomes blanche, une jupe blanche. Look at the E's, they're matching up. But we've done the little weird mutation there. Feminine plural, des baskets blanches. S, S, S. There we go. Feel free to refer to this slide and all of the colours while you complete this task on your worksheet. Oops, sorry, I've gone ahead of myself. Some practice. This is a pink top, as you can see, or a purple top, let's see. I want to focus on the pronunciation. Now we've got an A and a U together. Here we have an O, not a hout, an O. Repeat, an O. The colour apparently is purple, so un O violet. Say to yourself, un O violet. Not violet, violet. French it up, folks. Repeat after me. We know that this is a pair of jeans. Un jean. The underlined letter is what I'm focusing on. Un jean. It is far too tempting to slip into your English accent. Un jean bleu. Notice how the colour comes after the thing it's describing. Here we have une veste. Well, what colour is this veste? It is verte. I've added an E because I've identified that une veste is feminine. Une veste verte. Look what the addition of the E does when I speak. Without it, vert. With it, verte. Un pantalon. That N is almost silent. Un pantalon. I'm barely saying it. Un pantalon noir. Une robe. Violette. Une robe violette. Making it agree with the fact that it's feminine. Right, so des baskets, trainers. Crep check, everybody. Des baskets blanches et vertes. I'm not saying my S. but it is important for writing. Des baskets blanches et vertes. We can assume by looking at this now that trainers, des baskets, are feminine because blanche and verte are written in the feminine form and they're plural. Here we have un t-shirt rose. T-shirt rose. Une chemise bleue. Added an E because it's feminine. Une chemise bleue. Strange sound this one. Look at these lovely shoes. Des chaussures. Silent S on the end. Des chaussures marron. Think to yourself now, why have I not put an S on marron? If you've paid attention up to this point, you know that marron, a bit like orange, doesn't take anything. Doesn't follow the rules because it's also a food. Des chaussures marron. Try this one. Exercise 2 on your sheet. Write in these statements in French. Remember that the colour goes after the thing it's describing. On letter B and D, I've told you whether the item is feminine or plural or masculine or whatever. So black trainers, we know that trainers are feminine and plural. We know the shirt is feminine. So that's a little helping hand. Type those on the dotted line on the worksheet. For exercise 3, I need you to replace the word in English with the appropriate French spelling. So, do those first, and I'm going to go through the answers in a little bit. There are 8 here, I think. Je porte ensuite à capuche, and we're looking for white. Now, you've got a few options here. You can have blanc, blanc with an S, blanche, or blanche with an S. Now, how do you select the right one? You're looking at this word right here. Does this mean it's masculine, feminine, or plural? Up to you. So, number 1, je porte ensuite à capuche white. You should have blanc. At this point, I suggest you pause the video, complete exercise number 3, and then mark yourselves against this video as I go through the answers now. Je porte une casquette. Now, you have never seen the word casquette, but it doesn't matter really. Remember, you're only looking here. Une and black. Now, what is black? In the feminine, because it's une, it's noir. A casquette is a hat. Number 3, je porte un pull yellow. Un pull, short for pullover or a jumper. Again, you've never seen it, but you don't panic about it. You just check this word. Un pull yellow should give you jaune. 4. Je porte une jupe green. What's green? Is it masculine or feminine? Hopefully, you've managed to put down verte. Je porte un polo red. Checking this word right here. You're thinking to yourself, that means that it's masculine, therefore rouge. 6. Je porte une robe blue and grey. So I'm bringing 2 colours into the equation now. What is une robe? It doesn't really matter at this stage. We do know it though. Une, it's feminine. Blue and grey, you check your slides from before, or your notes that you might have made. Bleu et gris. 6. Je porte des baskets. Feminine plural, and they're orange. Pay real close attention to this one. Des baskets, feminine plural, orange. Hopefully, you've just put orange, because as we know, the word orange does not take any extra letters. It does what it wants. 7. Je porte des chaussures. Feminine plural, to let you know that chaussures are feminine plural, grey and white. So grey and white, feminine plural with the E's and the S's and the weird addition of the letter H. Excellent. So, on to this now, describing clothes. You have a task using www.wordreference.com. Change the option to English into French, can you please find as many adjectives as you possibly can for clothes that you'd like to use? I've given you 4 to begin with. We've got un jean slim, skinny jeans, gothique, rayé for striped, and bouffant for baggy. There's no right or wrong here. Anything that you would use to describe clothing can go on this spider diagram. Obviously, the more you can find, the better. They're going to go right here. The English and the French would be good, because then you can use your collection of adjectives to complete our last task. There's more here on this slide of the PowerPoint that you can refer to or use if you haven't found them yourself. You can use that now to describe a celebrity. Now, you need to select a celebrity, find a picture on the internet and copy and paste it, that should say, onto your worksheet, and describe what they're wearing. Include an opinion. You need to remember the following. Adjectives must agree with a noun in gender and in number. If you're going to talk about a male celebrity, in this case we have Kanye West, il porte, he is wearing. If you're going to discuss a female, then it's elle porte, she is wearing. Here we've got, well, I don't even know who this is, to be honest. Whether this person's relevant or not anyway. Is it Selena Gomez? I don't know, maybe you can tell me. But elle porte, and then you describe whatever she's wearing. To give your opinion, you can use things like je pense que c'est, I think it's whatever. Il ou elle semble, it seems. And there it is. You do that as the very last task for today. Remember to save your work, upload it to Moodle, and either myself or Mrs. Hillier will mark your work for you. Thank you for listening. Au revoir.